Hi and welcome to my second video of technical animation. Today I will be showcasing 3 different implementations of import and export of animation data. I'm going to elaborate on the elaboration system that is inside the Maya application. Coincidentally, I'm going to also show you all the Python scripts that are used to achieve this. I wanted to show you this because of how fundamental the animation system is inside Maya, including Blender and where the similarities are. I'm going to bring up my graph editor here. I'm going to select the base control node as an example. You can see I have some complex animation done to the bouncy ball. It's got weighted tangents. It's got angle tangents. It's got different type of tangents, and it is like that for every attribute that is keyed. For player, it will look like this. Nice and simple, right? Let's get started. I'll also be using the FPS 24 frames. That's the way I have scripted for the demonstration purposes. I'm going to open up my script editor here. I'm going to import all the relative modules that I have created for this. You can see I have done 3 separate methods of which animation is exported and then imported afterwards. First is the atom file importer exporter. That is where this is. It comes with Maya, and if you export, you can have leave everything as default, and so that's what this script does. So I'm going to select the rig export, and it has created this file for me. So as you can see, each attribute here has a set of keys, and each key has a value assigned to it. Nice and simple. You can see as you see that the is in tangent and out tangents. Alright, let's bring that into the clean Maya scene. So here I have a bouncy ball with no animation data. I'm going to select them. I'm going to import. It's achieved a remarkable result. There's animation happening, and if I were able to go see the graph editor, all the tangents are there, the type and rates. Oh, great. Inside the script editor, I have my atom file open. I basically separated the options into a nice clean list, and I'm putting it here into the CMDS file command. Same goes for the export. So that's implementation number 1, the atom exporter and importer in Maya. Hi, and now welcome back to the next installment of the tutorial. Previously I've shown you how the atom exporter and importer works. Now I'm going to show you how the Maya command exporter and importer works. So I'm going to go to my animation sequence here. Beautiful animation, bouncy ball. Now I'm going to export the animation data using the Maya command. I'm going to write it instead of reading it. There we go. Now if we go see our script editor, it contains all the information associated with the index of the animation nodes that contains all the key data, such as tangents and values, angles, weights, time, as well as x, y, in and out. Let's import that into Maya. Here we have a clean, fresh scene with no animation. I'm going to select both the base and spin controller. I'm going to read the anim data. So the base has the animation there. Beautiful. Now let's import into the spin. Since the code is on it for demonstration purposes only, that's why I'm selecting it on a per object basis. Now we have a beautiful animation here. So if we go to the graph editor, you can see that there are perfectly balanced weights. That's exactly the same as before. You've got weighted tangents at an angle, and all the keyframes are exactly where they should be. Finally, I'm going to show you how the Open Maya animation exporter and importer works, or behaves for that matter. So I've shown you the Atom Maya commands. So let's show you how I'm going to export this using Open Maya. I'm going to select the controllers, right? I want to show you the JSON file that it generates here. Has all the properties, all the values on a per index of the animation node that is connected to each attribute of the controller that's been affected by it. So now let's import it into Maya here. I'm going to import all my relevant modules, and I'm going to read. So I have executed the script. Now let's import the base control. You can see that there is the animation already. Great. Now let's apply it to the spin control. And there we have it. So inside the code, I have to import Open Maya animation, and I have set properties that is collected into an index dictionary. So as you can see, I'm getting the values from time, the tangents, XY tangents, remember, the angles as well, the properties, and finally the animation type. This is how I set it. I collect all the data that's stored inside the file, and I add a keyframe. That keyframe requires a time, the index time. I've added an offset value parameter here just in case you wanted some additional tweaks. The value that is set at the time, the angle in, the angle out tangent. The curve change is there just in case I wanted to undo the changes. After all the keys have been set, then I get to set the properties, such as the breakdown, weighted, locked tangents, and pre and post infinity. These are all the properties that you can set in Autodesk Maya as of today. Then I have the option of whether I can apply the changes to the angles or to the XY tangents. In this case, I have set to the angles. So inside the angle, I have to set it to the K radian units and apply that's what I have done. as a result, you can see I have a beautiful animation happening here. You can access these scripts by going into my GitHub. Python, Maya utils, animation utils, and it's all here. If you like to spend the time looking over this at your leisure, be my guest. And this concludes my session into how you can import animation data from Maya using 3 different methods: Atom, Maya Command, and OpenMaya. Thank you all.